Hi, I'm here for another reading. So this is a spontaneous message, and I'm so excited because it's a beautiful message I'm here to deliver to you. Only take what resonates, but I think this is something that's quite universal. You know, the fear of succeeding is actually more common than one would think. And this is a very bright and positive and lovely reading that is just pretty much telling you to go for it, and you are ready. I think the main core of the message is that you are ready and that you've already, I think, for the most part, worked on yourself. And if you haven't, I would highly, highly suggest to go to therapy or at least find a way to access, I would say, therapeutic help, or even kind of sports that helps you kind of get in your body and work on releasing traumas and blockages, emotional blockages. And it's true that exercising is a great way to do so because you're on the verge of a major breakthrough. And I think you're ready. It's not even I think, it's like you're ready for it. But as usual, when we're being challenged and kind of encouraged to move forward and to go deeper and to go further than we've ever been, and especially if we kind of are being put and somebody bursts out our little bubble, it's hard, it's difficult. But here the main message is really that on the other side of what is something even greater and so beautiful. And here it's all about how you can see how your fear of self-empowerment limits you, and try to gently but surely and slowly work on that. Because something is, what I'm getting, this is a very specific message. I don't think it will apply for everybody. It's really specific. But the vibe, the feeling I'm getting from this is that for the women out there that, or even the men that are ready to have children but are just fearful of not being good parents, the cards are just saying that you're more than ready to become a father or a mother or whatever it is you want. And the fear is this sort of guardian that's there to prevent you from doing really terrible things, and you should thank the fear for showing you, what to avoid, basically, or what hasn't worked in your own life, and to kind of work this through. But here, it's just like, it would be such a shame to basically give up on the dream. Honestly, I know it's going to sound a bit cheesy and all, but that's the feeling I'm getting. It's like you're too close to this major change, this thing you've always wanted, and it's just right around the corner, and now is not the time to give up on it and to shut down the door on your dreams and kind of put everything in a little kind of pretty box and be like, no, I'm done, I'm done trying. It's like, now is the time to actually be more than willing to not even try, but make it happen, So decisions and working on something bigger than you, and also accepting to open up maybe and to override some limiting beliefs that have to do with your upbringing, and maybe a very difficult parent that made you question your worth to the point where nothing that you ever do is good enough, and there's not even, why do you even bother? Why do you even try? There's something along those lines here. Yeah, it's like everything was sort of always kind of precarious and crumbling, and you feel that if you take the opportunity or if you get what you want, you'll end up having so many responsibilities and basically maybe becoming a slave of your own dream. That could be a fear of yours. But if it's a dream and it's something that you've kind of wanted and that you thought of, and not some sort of, very vague, far away sort of ideal, but if it's something that you really want to pursue, then you had the time to kind of weigh the pros and the cons and to really kind of know if you want to invest this energy. So if you know that you really want it, like if at the end of the day you realize that you really want that, then why would this become burdensome if you know that it's what you want? You know what I mean? Like, of course, it's never going to be like super plain and easy and simple and, like minimum effort. Maybe there's going to be a lot of effort required. But at the end of the day, it's just like, here, you know? It's like the options are yours, and I think you're maybe, oh, that's another way to see it. Maybe there's something about I think this is what comes to me spontaneously, so don't take it if it doesn't feel right. Just take it, or if it resonates. But what I'm feeling is that a part of you dreads maybe getting to a new level and a new sort of reaching higher heights, so to speak, and getting to a new sort of environment. Because if you do, maybe the part of you that has survived maybe a difficult period of time when you were younger, or when you were a child, and succeeding means to a part of you somehow rejecting a part of who you are, and rejecting maybe even a community that you were a part of, or your family. Because if you succeed, it will mean that you've kind of overrid the default installment in your life and in your mind, and you feel like it's kind of abandoning maybe people. The example that's coming to my mind is somebody that comes from a very humble background, and they just somehow find a way to get the career they want, do the studies, they sacrifice things, and it's not easy for them, but they eventually end up where they wanted to be, and they have maybe the financial freedom or the freedom to travel where they want and to experience what they want. And they feel guilty because they've got what they wanted, but they can't help but to think about the people they knew from back then that don't have all that. And you have to work that through, because this guilt shows that your humanity and your compassion, and also your awareness of what you have. But this guilt should be turned into something productive that actually serves you, in opposition to making you feel terrible about things that you perhaps worked really hard to have, and that bring you joy in your current life. So it's all about maybe accepting that you can navigate worlds, and it's not like this or that. It can be maybe this and that, but at different levels, if it makes sense. So it's a really intriguing reading, because it's like, okay, we have everything, all the tools to make it happen. Everything's working smoothly. And at the same time, we feel that something just doesn't feel right, and something just feels weird, Because you feel that if you achieve what you always wanted, you'll be left somehow rejected from something that is dear to you. Yeah, you feel that you will be excluded from something that you were always a part of. And in actuality, question those beliefs. Are you really going to be excluded? Or are you just going to have to work with people on a different sort of level when it comes to, human relationships? Maybe, not showing certain aspect of your life, or maybe, not having to share or overshare with some people, or being able to be there for them without having to ultimately always wanting to change their situations, but just accept that they are where they are and you are where you are, and that they have to make the work on themselves to improve their lives, or to heal what has to be healed. And you did the work. Maybe some people didn't, and it's okay. There's nothing it's not bad or right. It's just people go at their own speed, and I think that's the hardest for you to understand, that you might be able to speed up the process at this point, and that you're not quite sure if you're worthy of it or capable of doing it. And I think it's a legit question, but it's not really a question that will help you move forward. Maybe a more interesting question would be like, why wouldn't I be able to have what I want, if it doesn't harm anybody and if I'm putting in the work, you know what I mean? So maybe kind of switching the dialogue from something external to what do I want for myself, instead of thinking like, what would people want from me if I had something, you know what I mean? It would be better for you. All right, that was a great reading. I enjoyed doing it. I hope it will be out of service for you. you know, keep rocking. It feels you're on the really the verge of a major change and for the better. So kind of get the help you need if you need like mental kind of assistance, you know, mental therapeutic help. And I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.